The switch just got flipped. Breaking news. Russia, hours ago, Putin announced that he is asking for international settlements based on blockchain and digital currencies. Now remember, in July, Putin signed something into law banning digital asset payments in Russia. But now check out how quickly the narrative is changing. So this was July 2022. Vladimir Putin signs law banning digital assets in Russia. September 25th, 2022, Russia starts developing mechanisms for international crypto payments. October 29th, new mining bill permitted cross-border payments filed in Russia parliament. And 7 hours ago, Putin calls for international settlements based on blockchain and digital currencies. I've been teaching the game for a couple years now. As you look this way at the FTX collapse, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. If you know the game, you can't be played. As people fight an invisible enemy that doesn't exist, they fall deeper into the matrix, not understanding that every problem has a reaction.
Oh, the irony. Similar to China banning cryptocurrency and now accounting for 80% of Bitcoin's hash rate. Hope you guys enjoyed that clip. A lot of stuff is going on right now, guys, with BlockFi, FTX, and it was all pointed out by the Ripple General Counsel. Okay, I'm going to cover all of that. If you guys are new, subscribe, hit that bell notification. If you guys want $41 guaranteed, sign up on Webull. It's a very regulated stock platform. In depositing just a penny, once you deposit a penny, you get $40 up to $15,000 in free stocks. A pretty crazy offer. Typically, you get $40 to $300. But all you have to do is just deposit a penny. You can sell the stocks, withdraw them, invest, do whatever you want. But don't miss out on this. It does end soon. Link is in the video description below. USA residents only. Okay, so Bill Morgan right here and David Schwartz also tuned in, CTO of Ripple. Essentially, what happened is SEC in a release mentioned that it has pressed charges against BlockFi. BlockFi is a platform where you could deposit your Bitcoin and get yield. Since probably about a month ago, 2 weeks ago, went bankrupt. They failed to register sales and offers of its lending product. The commission highlighted this, blah, blah, blah. Stuart Alderati, general counsel of Ripple, has found something fishy in the BlockFi SEC settlement. He stated that nothing was ever registered as the BlockFi SEC deal. He inquired about the first two payments on the $100 million fine. So BlockFi basically had to pay $100 million to the SEC. Get where the funds came from, okay? Ripple General Counsel call on the SEC to show, geez, the grammar in this is just terrible. Essentially, BlockFi took money from FTX in the form of a loan, and the funds that they took from FTX were essentially stolen customer funds, and these funds went to the SEC. So think about that. How is that legal for the SEC to receive stolen funds? If you or I or your sister receive stolen funds, of course that would not be okay. But when the regulator does it, it is okay. David Schwartz, Ripple's CTO, stated that this can turn out to be worse, as BlockFi borrowing funds from FTX for paying fines can be connected to BlockFi assets being stored in the crypto exchange. He added that the SEC may have made BlockFi financially so weak that they had no choice but to store digital assets at FTX. This may have helped them to operate and certainly led to a collapse. See this, guys? Ripple at the Financial Times Crypto Winter Conference in London. All right, I just want to show you this. It looks like Ripple is really ramping up their advertising, and that's always good to see. This is pretty crazy stuff here, guys. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes, okay? I'm a younger guy. I'm going to be 30 here in a year, and I didn't know what the Bank of Credit and Commerce International was, but let me run through this thread really quickly, okay? A forgotten banking scandal suggests FTX is just the tip of an iceberg. Fraud, money laundering, and corruption on a global scale, yet regulators seem asleep at the wheel, right? FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, this guy, he's probably going to get off free. I don't think he's going to jail. And you know the craziest thing, guys? You remember Bernie Madoff? Bernie Madoff, 85% of the funds from his Ponzi scheme were recovered. 85% of the funds from Bernie Madoff's scheme were recovered. Not even 5% of the FTX money that was stolen will be recovered. Bernie Madoff is serving 100 years in jail, life. Sam Bankman-Fried won't even go to jail. At least they got back 85% of Bernie Madoff's scam. How does that add up? It doesn't. It's terrible. We know that FTX was a slush fund for SBF. Whose Twitter is this? That's kind of important, right? What's the source here? Dirty Bubble Media. He has a Substack. It's like a blog. And he's the one that started the whistleblowing on this whole FTX thing. So this is not some random person. I know Dirty Bubble Media. It's not the New York Times or something. But this is the guy that whistleblew the FTX thing. And a lot of these independent journalists do a lot better job than mainstream media. FTX was a slush fund for SBF and insiders to fund their lifestyle investments and purchase of clout through donations, advertising, and political contributions. Despite the many red flags, no regulators, legislators intervened until it was too late. And if you guys like my video, all I ask is you hit the like button. I really do appreciate it. It supports a lot. Thank you in advance. Despite SBF publicly describing his business as a Ponzi, despite a growing chorus of critics with obvious and legitimate questions, FTX was allowed to grow and invade our government. The level of corruption may seem unprecedented, but this has happened all before. The Bank of Credit and Commerce International, BCCI, was a rapidly growing international bank with branches in dozens of countries. Behind the scenes, it was a rat nest of fraud and money laundering, servicing some of the most notorious figures of the 1980s and 90s. Here they are on Time magazine's cover. Through donations, political contributions, hiring well-connected political insiders, BCCI built massive support in Washington, D.C., and other political centers throughout the world. The founder of BCCI was even a close friend of Jimmy Carter himself. That sound familiar, guys? Political donations, hiring well-connected insiders, the exact things that Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX were doing. BCCI also had ties to intelligence. It was used to finance key parts of the illegal Iran-Contra affair. What's going on right now in Ukraine? That nearly destroyed the Reagan presidency. Later, federal investigators and journalists would assert that the CIA intervened to protect BCCI from scrutiny. BCCI was a criminal enterprise that bought legitimacy with donations and political contributions. They stole customer funds to hide losses and give to insiders. And they were involved in massive money laundering and some of the biggest scandals of the time. Does that sound familiar? I found that very interesting. And then right here, Bitfinex. This is also someone who has been right many, many, many times, okay? He has been calling out Tether for a long time. He called out FTX for being insolvent in 2021. So this guy was calling out FTX as a scam basically for the whole time FTX existed. Now he's calling out Binance, guys. The biggest exchange in the world, Binance. You have the CEO of Binance saying, oh, this is all FUD. Don't believe the FUD, right? And then Bitfinex links the FUD. And it's a JP Morgan report, 4 days old, Global Market Strategy Department, outlining the crypto ecosystem and how exchanges, I'm not going to read all this, it's very technical, but how exchanges basically are going to be exposed to so much regulatory scrutiny that there's really no way a lot of these things, big exchanges like Binance that offer all these different services, will be able to survive. Okay. If you guys are new, subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. And if you learn anything from this FTX thing, don't keep your crypto on an exchange. I recommend Ledger. Both of these products are good. I have one of each. Do not buy off Amazon because you can get fake ones. Buy directly from the website. Link is in the video description below. But the worst thing you can do is get hacked for your crypto. So stay secure. Check out Ledger if you don't already. Get one of 2, 3, and just be safe. All right. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.